Hey guys, it's Brett with Numbers Up Finance. Here's a market wrap for Monday, December 17th. We're looking at the daily chart of QQQ, the NASDAQ 100. On Monday, we see a pretty impulsive red candlestick. Let's check that out. That's a drop of about 1.79%, almost 2% drop. So it's a pretty harsh drop for a single day on an ETF as big as QQQ. It represents the top 100 stocks, top market cap in the market. So anything moving that fast is a pretty big deal. Obviously, we're going through what looks like a market correction here since the drop in 10.3. So I'd expect that by the end of this year, especially depending on what we hear from the Fed, whether that gets spiked or not, whether interest levels remain the same, I'd expect that we should be returning towards our yearly highs, at least in the long-term future. As of right now, whether this correction's over or not, there's no saying. Either way, this impulsive, in the very short term, this red impulsive candlestick meeting at a very key support level, this 156 support level. We see that's our previous low, kissed off of it. We see late in April we kissed off the support level, and even towards the end of 2017 here, it's seen as pretty key support. Typically an impulsive stick that's going to meet at a key level like that, I'd expect a reversal, at least in the next day, some green candles. Next couple days, I would expect to jump at least back up to the 162 level. There's a pretty big gap here between 162 and 156, a little bit of no man's land. So if you do see some candles here, I'd expect fast movement, long candles just like this one. Longer term, I'm a bit optimistic. I think after we meet resistance here at 162, I think we'll keep increasing towards these 166 levels, 169. We have our 50-day moving average here. That's going to play as big resistance here. It stopped, especially after a cross over the 200 SMA. The 50 is going to be the big line to watch. I see us jumping 162 in the very near future. Beyond that, maybe 166, and it all depends when we get near this white line here. Anyway, longer term, I'm also seeing a bullish trend off of this 156 level. Here's a MACD indicator. It's a momentum indicator I like to use. Ever since our last bottoms, prices continue to make lower lows. This momentum indicator continues to make higher lows. That indicates that this downward trend is losing momentum. So you would expect to see a trend reversal pretty soon. The fact that we reached our previous bottom, if we dip any lower than that, it's just continuing an overextension downwards. This really isn't where the market belongs right now, I don't think. And I do expect to see a bullish trend reversal in the near future. In order for this, MACD indicator to play out, in order for this momentum to play out, since this is making higher highs, we're going to need to confirm the trend reversal, we're going to need to see this make a higher high. In order to do so, we would meet this level here around 170. Again, that would probably be colliding with the 200 SMA as well, would act as resistance there. So if you want to play into any longs here for a long-term trade, you could see there's potential for about 10% gain there. I'll play out a bearish case too tomorrow, depending where we see an open, if there's anything below this 156 level. Again, this has been a scary correction with some big moves down whenever we see these giant red candlesticks. So any major move below this 156 level, towards 155, I would definitely expect to see a little bit more panic selling. We're just going to further this divergent low here. We'll move down towards this 154, which is a support level around the beginning of April. And we could move down to our 2018 lows here at 150. If that is the case, maybe an opportunity for a quick short, about a 3.5% move there. I am not a big fan of it. The risk reward is just not there. We could see at max a 3% loss. you'd have to put an aggressive stop loss on it, but for the most part, I see 10% gain. We can switch over to the futures for QQQ /NQ if you use Thinkorswim. Super helpful. I should have. Oh, there. I was waiting for those price levels to show up. In the post-market hours, this is the candle for 12.18. We don't see much movement, but typically you're not going to see that big gap until right before market open tomorrow. So definitely pay attention to that. Again, you can see on the futures, these are very similar levels playing out as we saw on QQQ. So these are definitely a good thing to pay attention to. Also on the futures, we see these same bullish divergences playing out. We see the momentum making higher highs while the market prices continue to make lower lows. The market's overextended downwards. I'd have to say long term I'm definitely bullish, especially after this red impulsive candle like that. Look, we're even a little bit green right now, so I'd have to say this red impulsive candle is gonna, I can't guarantee anything, but it has to most likely be corrected in the short term. Right now, market open, I would definitely be looking to long anything that if it opens above this, I'd be looking to long at least up to 162. Pay attention at that point. Any impulsive breakthrough there could easily go up to 166 or 169, especially over the course of this week. As of right now, we are below where 2018 began. We've been in a bull market now for over a decade, and to see a negative year, I just wouldn't expect that. So by the end of December here, I would expect some of this correction to be past it. Real quickly, I'll go back to the futures and I'll look at the hourly chart. Sorry, my computer's slow. Hourly chart, we see some consolidation here at the bottom of this level. So even on the hourly chart, I would expect a little bounce up. I'll take a look at the momentum indicator. And it does seem that we're making lower lows. That's just for the weekend and heading into most of Monday. So maybe in near term we are indicative of that break past the 156 mark. Just really pay attention to that. Any big increase above that 156 mark, I would take that as a bullish indicator and look into some longs for QQQ. Alright, well, that'll be it. So if you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe. We appreciate any of that. So other than that, see you guys later.